The ISU-130 is a legend in World of Tanks because of its insane DPM. It is now available in World of Tanks Blitz. Can it live up to its name? I'm going to show you in today's video. Welcome back, tankers of Blitz Universe, to the channel. My name is martindogger and today I have a review view of the ISU-130. This tier 8 Russian premium tank destroyer has just popped up in the World of Tanks Blitz store. And yeah, like I said in the intro, it is known in the World of Tanks in the PC version for its insane DPM. And can it live up to its name as that legendary tank? We're going to find out in today's video. I have the full sets and numbers for you. A few games, obviously some mastery games as well. The bar was low when I was playing it because not a lot of people were playing the tank back then. But it's all from update 5.2 in here. This is a bottom tier game on Fortespair, as you can see. And the ISU-130 is based on the IS chassis, which means it's a mobile tank destroyer. It has a 130mm gun, which you probably would have guessed already from the name ISU-130. And it has a few issues, really. First of all is this one. Let's zoom in again. There it is, the gun constraint. You can see it's very, very narrow. It's only 2 degrees to the left. I'm going to show you in the stats and numbers as well. And 10 degrees to the right. 10 degrees to the right is good, which means you can slightly poke around corners. But if you want to turn left around the corner, you have to turn the tank completely around to be able to get a shot off. That said though, 460 average alpha is good on your standard ammunition, and the ISU-130 has that special trick up its sleeve, like the SU-100Y, of having less penetration on premium ammo but bigger damage, and that's good. That's going to be really good. I'm going to show you after this game on Fortespair, where we will compare the full stats and numbers to all the tier 8 tank destroyers using Blitz Hanger again. But all in all, it's a bit of a hard tank to play. It's a real support tank. Why is that? You can basically only engage tanks that are directly in front of you, because you have that very narrow gun arc. You can't really go hull down a lot because of the gun oppression. It does work. It's -6 degrees. You have 460 average alpha, which is good to finish people off. But it's a proper support tank. It's a complete support tank. If you manage to get shots off like this one on the KV3, he's completely clueless. I don't know what's he doing, but he's completely clueless. Why is it there in the open like that? I can now finish him off. There we go. And I get shot in return from probably the SU-101. But I wanted to take that KV3 out because we would get then the numbers in terms of victory points back up slightly. Reds are still in the lead because they had captured the sea base earlier. They are going to kill what is it, an 87, I think? Yeah, and I missed a shot over there. They're going to kill the 87. The ISU-152 is down. And I can now start working on the T-28 Proto, who is somewhere over there. But yeah, in a way, this tank has to be treated patiently. Why is that? It has good DPM, it has good mobility, it's great supporter because of that firepower 460 alpha. But it's like the ISU-152 and the SU-152, you have to get that gun in for it to be effective. So roll it with the mediums, roll it with the heavies. The lights might be a bit too quick, but roll it together with them, and then you will be able to do stuff like this. 3.7k damage, first class because it was bottom tier and from sniping distance. But yeah, this was the best game I've done in terms of damage, actually. Let's dive in. Stats and numbers and some armor stuff using Blitz Hanger. There we go. And you can see the DPM combined to tier 8 tank destroyers. Yeah, that's really not bad at all. Your penetration, bit mediocre. Damage, obviously 460, very good. Not the 640 of the ISU-152 and the Borsig, but it's pretty effective. But if you then look at the mobility, while it has good speed, in this whole regard. It isn't the quickest one to traverse. Speed, fine, can keep up with the tanks fairly easily. You can get into a position very quickly, but it doesn't traverse really quickly. If you then look at this, the gun handling, I've mentioned it before, just look at this gun constraints. 2 degrees to the left, 10 to the right. It's really narrow. It's only facing front, and you will blow your cover, your camo, constantly, just completely constantly. However, if you do switch to your premium ammo, look at this. The best DPM of all the tier 8 tank destroyers. In fact, if you are a tier 8 battle, tier 8, it's the best. Even more so if you go into a tier 9, I think it's the best. And if you drop adrenaline, and if you're then running a rammer and running the double foods, look at this. It's insane. It is completely insane. What? 5k? Oh yeah, it comes at a price. You have the best DPM by far. You have really shitty penetration, and you can fit calibrated shells to alleviate that a bit, but it adds only +10. So yeah, do fit a rammer for those side shots against an RU, against a Leopard PTA, the backs of tanks, etc. HE would do as well. But yeah, if you are up against the side armor of tanks, just under 200 penetration will do just fine, and then you can get the DPM up. But Blitz is a bit more of a quick-paced, a fast-paced game. That means you will not be able to go into those positions where you can just sit and then shoot a lot. And then the other thing comes into play, which is might be a bit of a problem with the ISU-130. That's the armor. It has some armor. I've not named it an armor profile. It has some armor, and the armor is mostly here in the gun mantlet. That's the biggest one. 100mm to the front, behind it is a mantlet, but the plating all around 90, 60, not a lot. It relies on angling. You can get some bounces on those side plates. I'm going to show you in, I think, the last game. You do have some white tracks, which might catch some shots, but yeah, it's not a real good side scraper because it is a fixed gun tank destroyer, and yeah, the front of the tank, it had to be redone. It was a proposed tank destroyer in World War II because the ISU-152 and the ISU-152 were not really those legendary beast slayers that Soviet propaganda has them. Actually, they would have to hit with an HE shell, a direct hit, and then they would be able to kill a Panther or a Tiger. The AP numbers, armor penetrating numbers on those guns were pretty bad, and the gun handling was pretty bad. And in fact, in an ISU-152 with those big shells, even a well-trained crew would be able to get like 2, maybe 3 shots off per minute, not more. And it would have to be a well-trained crew. It's not a legendary tank that it is, that propaganda has it. It was a tank that wasn't even designed as a tank destroyer, the ISU-152. It was designed as a bunker buster to blast fortifications to oblivion with its big HE shells, and for that it works really well. So what the Soviets did was try to get other guns. Naval guns have really good propellant charges, quick guns, really not fast firing, but in terms of the shell, it has good power. So they adapted a naval gun, a 130mm gun. Disgusting shot up ahead. Sorry, 047. But yeah, they had they fitted an adapted naval gun to the tank, a 130mm gun, and they had been doing some of those tanks left, right, and dead center as well. The ISU-130S is actually one of those versions, which was developed in, I think, June 1944, something like that, to make the ISU and the SU chassis more useful as a dedicated tank destroyer. The ISU-130, however, as said, carries a 130mm gun, and that 130mm gun posed some significant problems because it carried a different type of ammunition compared to your KV2s, your ISU-152s, the SU-152s. They were mostly 100mm guns in the Russian army, or 152 or 122, the big calibers. And then you would have to use a derp shot. Then you would have to use 130mm ammunition, and that's a logistical nightmare. You don't want to have like 10 or 15 different types of ammo in a war. That's bad if you have a lot of different types of ammo or fuel or anything like that. Ideally you would want to have just one, but yeah. The ISU-130 was developed. It is now in Kubinka as a prototype. There we go, killing off in 704, thank you very much, which is in Kubinka as well. But yeah, it's available in Blitz. It is a potent tank destroyer, and I've been doing some reading up on the guns, obviously, and yeah, link in the description below if you like to have some of that reading done. The ISU-130S is actually one of the tanks which was developed for the same purpose as well, getting different guns into the army and onto the battlefield. And yeah, all in all, I think in terms of is this tank worth the money, to be honest, if you have an ISU-130S, I don't think there's really a point of buying this tank, because the standard ammo has decent to good penetration values, not brilliant, but it works. But where you would normally switch to your premium ammo to the possibilities of penetrating tanks, you now go to premium ammo to up the possibilities of doing damage for less penetration. And it's a darn really expensive premium round as well. You can see from the credits pages, from the result screens, it eats into your credits, and that is one of the other two issues I have. Actually, it is the penetration value and the gun constraints. The gun itself, that's not brilliant. But this is a premium tank. If you want to do damage, which gives you most of the credits, then you have to dig in deep into your stash of premium ammo, and that's going to make you bleed credits really. So in that regard, I can't really recommend the tank. Sorry, Wargaming, I just can't. I have an ISU-122-44 in my garage. I have an ISU-122S in my garage, which means I have tanks that can do about the same as this tank, but give me more credits. So yeah, why bother? If I want to make credits, I'll run the Lurler anyway, and some credit boosters, even if I would never buy them from the store. I just get them from my chests and containers. But yeah. This tank, I think it's for the collectors mostly. It is not a tank for the dedicated players, and especially not for credit grinders. Is it a fun tank to play? Yeah, it's fun to play. It is funky to drive around and then shoot people for 460, and then they come out and they think, all right, I'm a one-shot now, but I might just be able to shoot him now, and then you come in with your premium round. And then you do 560. They don't expect stuff like that, especially PTAs and stuff. And it's funny to do that. But you are a vulnerable tank. I've had a lucky bounce from the VK3002D on my side, and I'm going to get another lucky bounce on my gunman. There we go, 440 block, lovely stuff. And there's going to be more lucky bounces in this game, which is completely ridiculous. That's why I've included this one. It's a mastery, but I don't really play like a mastery. It's just driving around and shooting rats, basically. It's lucky my team is just running around like a group, and there's a lone and completely lost Borsig. HE shell onto him. That's the downfall of having that 130 gun instead of a 152. You don't do that much damage if you shoot with HE. But then again, we've racked up almost 1900 now. 2 shots into the Borsig, really good. And 440 blocked. Thank you very much. Lovely stuff. But there's going to be more. There's going to be more. And it's really funny. Here's some of the gun constraints really coming into play. I just managed to get this shot in. This is the SU or T49 block, shooting on the tracks, and then I got shot by the Pershing, and you see I just can't get that one round the building. Of course, we're driving into the building as well, and I missed that shot on the T49. I get ruined for it. Shot again. I'm at 283 left. Can we now then kill the Pershing? No, we can, but we'll just track him. I think, yeah, we hit him in bounds. And, oh crap, I'm going to die now. I'm so going to die now. I'm so going to... No, I'm not going to die. Where did he hit me? On the mantlet. I haven't got a clue. Right, anyway, I had to include that one just because of the ridiculous bouncers and a 7-0-3 games capped total supremacy 8th game win mastery match thingy. There is 2.8k damage, really crap, 1220 because of killing a few tanks, legendary blocked in terms of damage. Hilarious. And you see in terms of credits, if you don't shoot too much AP, premium AP, yeah, then it can earn credits fairly well. 120 or 102 base is fun. We had a mission completed. It leaves me 75 net, but it was a mission as well. Right. Quick summary, you have to stay second line for the first half of the match just to preserve your hit points. Forget about earning credits if you want to drive this tank successfully. Try to work your way around the very narrow gun arc, and as a final verdict, I think this is a tank for collectors only. That's the video for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Cheers and happy tanking!